Well, through these trees is an estate sale.
My impression from the pictures is that this is kind of a guy's workshop and man cave. So we'll see.
Well, I see a lot of piles are forming already. There's a lot of car parts, but there's other things in this sale.
$24 on the chair is cheap.
In case you're wondering why I would come to a sale like this, I'll sometimes find really cool things that guys like, and they are half of the audience, because some of these old guys who were into cars were also into nostalgia and vintage items, and I've done really well at sales like this before.
English color badge for the United States.
These clipped onto the front of the grill in the 50s and 60s.
That's a little different. Hood ornaments, oilers. Some sort of a badge in here. Land protection, okay.
But you notice there are also little silhouettes and some boudoir items were in the picture, so there could be surprises.
Old Oldsmobile emblem. This actually seems like a lot of fun. It started about an hour ago, obviously. People can grab some good stuff. Here's an old car clock.
Well, there was just easy out there.
Board company, so this could have been in any number of cars in the 50s. Santa and Mrs. An old Dremel tool kit, or a moto tool, actually, by Dremel. War Fund stickers. Olds Hydromatic. Let's see, there's a Seattle World's Fair fob, but that's pretty scraped. Oh, I like these old mirrors. Let's look at those.
These clipped onto your visor, and that way you had a vanity mirror and could look at yourself in the car and also keep track of your mileage and your gas consumption and things like that. That's what those little blocks are for on the left.
Yeah, the guy liked Oldsmobiles, apparently.
One big three.
This one actually is in decent shape. They were aftermarket, but you could put them on your appropriate car, and I've sold those before, so that's a good price. They have two. I think I'll take them both. This is kind of a classic. I believe this is a compact or some sort of a tray from the Second World War, but $80 is a little out of my price range.
It was actually meant to be a powder jar, and then you were supposed to remember your soldier who was in the war every time you put powder on, I guess. The flip visor mirror is cool in the box.
Ooh, celluloid Tracy. Now, this is the kind of thing people coming here are not looking for. And that's awfully pretty. And unpriced, so we'll just see what this is.
The fact that this was overlooked and unpriced is a good sign. I think that this is not the kind of thing people coming to this sale are looking for, but I'll have it.
Old Brunswick recorder there. Magic can. That's actually kind of cute. Bunches of silhouettes. Well, let's see if there's anything we like in there.
Yeah.
$12, a little more than I want to spend, I think. I like this one with the bubbles, but she's 18.
Well, you only take a picture for you. Hang on.
$8 on the little one with the milkweed might be doable. And the little girl with the kitten for $8. And this for $8. Those are all cute. I think we have a couple of winners there. She's also pretty for $8, but a little broken up in the black lines. And that one's damaged. This is a different kind of sale, but I'm finding a lot of things I like. Sun Motor Tester, they want $240 for this. They're really cool They're set up to do all sorts of stuff to test old motors, and I've never seen one sell. Sled is only $18. That's a good price for the Lightning glider. Manuals. Manuals definitely do sell. Yeah, now we are into the serious work shed part. I like this old timer clock. $10 on that. That actually is a pretty good price. These are useful. You see a lot of crackling in the paint though. Lots of Oilers. Those are interesting to people actually. Old bottle. Piece of Bergstahl glass with the fan base there with the bird. Generators and all sorts of good stuff, but I think the upstairs is where I'm likely to find more of the kind of things I came for. Tons of these sorter drawers. This is a great sale for the right kind of people, and you can see who a lot of the right kind of people are who are here. This is all sorts of a dig.
Damn, I wish I'd known you when I had my video. It could be 1,000.
Cato Froil, the oil that creeps. I'm assuming these are the folks whose place this was. I guess the job never got done. Old school Craftsman drill trucks. Well, they had a lot of old cars, and they still have some, but most of what's left looks like it's a little broken down. I have a feeling the first round of people got a lot of the ones that were not reproductions. But these are cute, though. 20 on the head base, and then these little girls that are pedals are 10.
They are not Joseph originals, they're Napco.
She does have the piece that makes the umbrella, just needs a little metal wire there. Have a Coke drip tray inside. That's pretty cool. $175 is probably full price, but it's a good piece. This one does not have her umbrella piece. Leo Ward, exclusive Japan. Well, at least we know she's real. Old Tootsie Toys, some soldering tins, 2 more little girls here. There's a Joseph. Raced at 10. She's not really as impressive without the umbrella though. Music box. Punch cards for which you would win cigarettes. That is not really all there. Old juicer.
Did you get that truck? Hell yeah, I got
$25 on this.
It's Pyrex's Golden Hearts pattern from the early 60s. If it had the stand and the candle warmer, it'd be a great deal.
Interesting design. They sold some other Pyrex, it looks like. Only $4 on this with the interest in printing. I saw this in the picture. I think I'd take that for $4. I saw one for $45 in the store recently, which is too much, but this works.
like $15 tire.
It is definitely jammed in here. All over the place.
From the rafters to the floor, you really have to look a while in a place like this.
Old radio. Old standard. Oh, this is interesting. This one actually has the orange label for standard motor products, only $4. I've sold those before. Shop manuals. These can be money. Really depends what they're asking. Ooh, especially Thunderbirds. I think we'll ask about a few of these. Nothing with stains.
A lot of these have been reprinted, and the reprints are worth money, so the originals, which these appear to be, are pretty good sellers.
The old Schaefer cooler with the drink Coca-Cola is pretty neat looking. $100 on that.
Yeah, is it original one?
I don't know that it's original, honestly, or at least I don't know that the logo's original, but the rest of it looks good.
No.
These bread boxes sell, but this one's in pretty bad shape. Let's see what they hid in it. Lots of manuals. Lots of old radio tubes and things down there. If you knew what you were looking at, that could be a great box full of stuff worth money right there. Hot Wheels. These are all later. Oh, the old Masonic piece got broken there. Auto compasses can be good sellers if they work.
So which way is north? That definitely helps to have a sense of direction with these.
This seems like it might. PC Torque Motorware, but that's damaged.
It certainly is a random group of things that are not car and tool related in here.
All right, I'm going to go back up there. A lot of baseball stuff, including a bunch of signed things. Julio Cruz. A lot of these are people who played for the Mariners. There's Ichiro. $50. That would definitely be one of the more valuable ones. Boy, they were serious. They went to spring training a bunch. Bobbleheads too.
Oh man, the Fab 50s poodle lamps are really cool. So sad that they've got chips.
Neat old clock from about 1950 with the observatory time, but it doesn't have the guts. Old record player parts. Lots of A&W mugs. Washington State Register. Fife grade school. Oh my. How did we do in school? Lots of E's.
This green 50s office chair they're sitting on is pretty cool too.
Various die-cast cars. Old cross-country battery carrier. I like the radio, but 40's more than I would pay. Hasty malt, that's kind of a neat looking pin. Let's check this out. $50, so it's cool, but I don't think I could make money on that. 50 on Dick Tracy, on the other hand. If that works, that might be worth getting. There's just a little bit of rust. Old battery operated car, but boy, be anybody's guess whether it still ran or not.
I really need to start remembering to bring batteries to these sales because things like this pop up and I can't test them.
Dry power automatic transmission fluid for 40. Old Gilbert clock is cool.
The diecast 15. Which is this all over town. Unless he thought they had
This is local interest. Enum Claus, a little town not too far from here, where the cows and horses run free. Somebody already bought the wood case.
But if I could do 15, if you buy maybe one. He said 10 on this one. Yeah. Just not cast iron. It's steel. But the seal on it.
Bugs Bunny, of course, one of the Pepsi glasses from the early 70s.
See the hole in the trophy? Negative.
Lots of these for banana splits.
Got that Oldsmobile sign. Which one you like, Bert? I like that one in your left hand, friend. Oh yeah, $10, yeah.
Hey Bob, do you need something?
Curly's Dairy, Salem, Oregon. That made it a ways from home.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Gotta be a tool and find out where, if it's on the top, I know.
This thing's putting out some heat, which is nice. All right, let's see what they want for this one. Only $7. Now, I realize this is one of the most common ones, but at that price, yeah, we can't go wrong. That is from 1950. And I really like that radio too. Now, $40 for that, if it worked, would be good because it's shortwave and it looks like it's really clean. Well, the light comes on. He knows whether this has an antenna hooked up. My main concern is I hear no sound at all.
Without an antenna, you might just hear a hum or a buzz or a click or something when it reaches the station, but no sound at all is a really bad sign.
Yeah. If it's at least buzzing or anything, it would give me hope. But I am not hearing a thing. Some sorts of maps here, $50. This one is Mexico. Oh, that would be cool. But a little more than I want to pay. Oh, look at the old kaleidoscopes. Old school. People are finding things. There is what happens when you look outside the box. I went to a sale that was mainly garage items and car parts, and I spent $110 buying all the really cute stuff that you would not expect at a sale like that.
Well, I wasn't traveling this weekend, so I pledged to only go to estate sales right in the same town I'm in. And surprisingly, that worked out really well, because you see this mass of people huddled on the rainy porch. I'm going to join them in a minute. It looks like they're opening right now.
Old ones, but I ran out of time doing.
There they go.
So all of this stuff.
Kind of big, that choice.
If you're gonna call to Michelle, do a couple more. Oh yeah, right there.
Okay. I got 3, so they're what, $5 a piece?
20. Oh yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah, I think my cousin wanted that.
Hey, what's that? Oh, no, I'm sorry. What am I doing? No. Let me give you 20.
Oh, okay. So I'll give.
I thought I was giving you the 50, actually. I didn't know what I was.
Give me $5, so.
Okay, well, I decided to be quiet and listen and observe for the first few moments when I got in the door, and there's a reason.
Got more want to come in? Please?
This way.
The reason is I can tell this is a family-run sale. Everything is set up really well. You can tell they took a lot of time. They also are running it in a strange manner. This is the first day. They did not open on time. They made us stand out there in the rain, and then they only let in 5 people. And this house could easily have accommodated the 15 or 20 people who were here, and a whole bunch of people turned around and left. And then the first woman who came out bought a really cool Seattle Sonics Hamilton jacket, and those are valuable. She paid $800 for it retail, so she really wanted it, which is fine, but that makes you wonder how the pricing is going to be.
Ooh, very rusted, darn. Well, that's a cute stuff.
$150, I mean, that's antique store price on a washstand commode these days. Another nice oak piece of furniture here, American. Nice server.
This is from right about 1900, very handsome.
And it's got a great mirrored backsplash, but my friend Ken at Seattle Antique Market would sell the same thing for $500 less. So they've kind of set up a retail antique store, but they have 2 days to sell it all. Big mistake.
Lots of cute stuff, but we're going to have to wait for half off, so we will shop with that in mind.
I love it so much. Mind it, I like go scump that away. Oh, of course. How could you? Couldn't like anything better than Forrest Gump.
Sir.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That is a Treasure Craft knockoff.
I see why some of the professional dealers turned around and left, but I'm going to look through this place, find a bargain or two, and wait for half off. You know, your heart kind of bleeds for them. You can tell they did a lot of work. They even made nice little calligraphy signs for everything. You know, this is pretty China, but it's pretty new, and it's not going to sell for that.
Bewindling.
An old man. The whole of the drain.
Now this is mid-century aluminum, and it does sell for decent prices, so this one is priced about right. Makes me want to look at the rest of the table, and here's a deal.
Then Venmo and Zelle for $600 and over. Oh, the cash only under that.
Well, there's another odd policy. Why $600? But whatever. Anyway, this Swedish tong set is only $9, and that's a great price. I'll take it.
The problem with families running their own sale is sentimentality. It's cute knowing these are from South Dakota from a farm. That doesn't make them worth $20 to somebody who didn't inherit them.
Split.
Yeah, these folks are going to have a tough time clearing a lot of this stuff. They'll sell some of these things at regular price to people who just love them, collectors who come in and just really want something. Maybe they'd pay $100 because I know on eBay at Christmas that piece might go for $100. I'm sure they took a very long time to research all these prices and to set this place up and make it very cute. The problem is this is not eBay at Christmas time. This is an estate sale in March. And the sad part is, if they contacted somebody like me who conducts these all the time, I would have been glad to help them with pricing and explain all of this, but families just think they're saving money by doing it themselves, and they sometimes leave a lot of money on the table. Now, I like this piece. It's from a Richfield refinery opening. Good quality, 1950s or 60s. I don't know if the tag goes with it for that price. The tag's worth about $7 or $8. Might be worth it. Now, the Henkel's set, if these are Henkel's knives, is well priced at $15, so it's not like they got everything wrong. In fact, that's a very good price for a reseller. I just think that they are attached to the antiques and vintage and don't know how estate sales work.
They're not all, though. Wosthoff is good, though. I like this design. Japanese 70s era, but we're not going to spend that kind of money.
$50. I mean, that's just going to sit here. So funny to see these. My cousin Carl, Curb Digger Carl, who you've seen in some of my Florida videos, just told me he started collecting this and that it's pretty interesting.
Thank you so much.
And $60 for the set is probably not outrageous, actually. A few things in the bathroom, but nothing really old or vintage here to see.
Hello, everybody. All right. I know there's some musical instruments. I do not think they're going to be cheap based on what I've seen so far. 100 for... actually, that's pretty cheap. The Travelers. That's kind of cute.
This looks like one of those smocks that guys in a garage band back in the 60s might have worn to all look alike, back when that was the thing to do. I like this.
$50 on the Carboy, wow.
I mean, I know people buy Carboys and put coins in them, but I had one in my mall space for a year and a half before it finally sold for $35, so just hard to get my head around some of these prices. These vintage paper slicers sell, though. It's a useful item. These are fun. These were these little hit record magazines that were put out in all the local markets, so you could tell on what stations the hot top 10 tunes were. This is mid-60s, about the time that the Travelers were probably playing, and maybe they were hoping to appear in this.
Satisfaction. That was number one when I was born. The British were coming.
They're fun nostalgia items. They usually sell for, maybe $5 or $6 each, because they were very prolific. They were in almost every market, and lots of people kept them.
Hawaii's hottest albums.
Someone could buy these for $15 and have some fun with them, I'm sure.
Ooh, nice accordion. Roselli, pretty red color.
These have gone up in price lately. I would probably pay $125 or so.
$175. Not yet. See little chalkware pieces. $8 and $4. The $8 one is the one that's actually cute. We don't see the size, but it does have a chip. Wente box, $5.
Easy.
This appears to be some sort of a reproduction sold at Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, if I'm reading that right.
Pewter.
Bit more.
Very hard to read.
Kirk Stife is a good company, but I don't think there's a big demand for this piece.
This looks very old-fashioned, but it's plastic.
Arthur Murray, but the sticker's right on there. That's not coming off easily. Well, since this is just down the road from where I'm staying, I will come back here if it's half off tomorrow, but I'll have to ask. It didn't say so in the ad. The band leader for Burns and Allen, Henry King. Artie Shaw was their band leader that is the most well-known. I see a few pieces of willow tree figures and some boudoir items, but very basics. 600 on this. With faux graining. 100 on the quilt. Copper plaques from the 40s and 50s, 15 each. $20 on the lantern is okay. The green Kodak, that's a nice piece. 80 bucks though. You know, there's just not room on a lot of this stuff. Viewer and 25 cards for $45. That's actually reasonable. Frankfurt. Return to Chicago North and Western. Oh, Lakeville Creamery, Bakersfield, California. The guy behind me was looking for golf clubs. I think he made them a deal on the set. A Conqueror chess. Yes, I have this for sale currently. I wonder how much they want for theirs. I know what they're worth because I looked into them when I bought mine. Yeah, see, they are charging full retail. $50 on this set is nice because of the material. Monkey's Fan Club photo tour booklet. Wow. Paps for $75. Well, those have gone up. The prices are pretty high on most things, but there's a few bargains like any place if you know where to look. So I did better in the greasy garage than I did in the nicely appointed collector's home. They were very proud of the fact that they looked up completed sales on eBay. They got that right. Then they priced the things in the house based on completed sales from eBay, as if they were running a retail establishment. And that means they did not get that right, and they're going to have a lot of stuff left. They sold a very hard to find Seattle Sonics coat first thing for $800. So I'm sure they're feeling very impressed by that, but when they're left with all the furniture at the end, they'll feel a little differently. I'm headed home to show you the haul from the first sale, and look at the bumper sticker on the car in front of me. Not nice maybe, but very funny. Well, you might be surprised what you can find in a greasy old garage, because this is the first grouping that we found, and all of this is really cute boudoir stuff. The little girl here is Napco. She has her umbrella, which is also a daisy. I need to find a little metal rod to replace that so it'll stand up. 3 silhouettes, including a really small one with the very sweet backing made of milkweed. The head base has all her jewelry. And then this really nice lace and celluloid and rhinestone studded dresser tray. All of the things that you're seeing here cost around $8 each. A few kitchen items in a greasy garage. The tray is Coca-Cola. It is the last of the original issues that were the heavy stock. This one came out in 1950. It was $7. I'll need to clean this sifter up, but wow, look at the great graphics. Everything on there looks delicious. And that is something that you don't really see with that kind of a printing much anymore. And then this looks like from the 30s. Enumclaw is a little town outside of Seattle where there's a lot of horse farms and dairies, so that should be good local interest. And then this might be more what you expected me to find in that place. I got 2 Oldsmobile mirrors, and they were $8 each. They sell for about $20 for me. This is a car badge, United States, 1950s. And then the 2 shop manuals. These are original first pressings. Now, yes, they've been used a little bit, but The reprints of the 1965 Ford D-Bird shop manual sell for as much as $40. This is a first edition. I'm not sure what the 53s go for, but they only cost $3 each. So not bad considering the source. You would never expect to be finding some of these things in the place that I did or in the nice condition that they're in, which is why I have learned to leave no stone unturned.
If you enjoyed this video, check out this one. Also, click thumbs up to like this video and check the description for information about our Patreon, our memberships. We've got a lot of different levels with different perks and bonus videos and early content. Also, please do check out our website, theantiquenomad.com, for appraisal help. And we'll see you again for more adventures in the antique and vintage community soon. Bye for now.